Hey everybody, welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. My name is Alan. Thank you very much for your ongoing support and comments and feedback for the channel and for watching my videos. I do appreciate it. So we're just going to continue on our journey together. So no, thank you guys. Very much appreciate it. What I wanted to talk about today is a subject that's actually close to my heart, and that is nursing. So I used to be a nurse. It was a couple of years ago that I left, but I was a nurse for over a decade, and I worked in emergency departments. I've worked in palliative care wards. I did a little bit of community nursing, a little bit of neuro nursing, and oncology nursing, which is cancer nursing. So I worked in a couple of hospitals around the Sydney area, and I did a little bit of community nursing. So what I wanted to talk about was that I am no longer a nurse. So I'm no longer registered to nurse. I've let that lapse and my decision, and I'm fine with that. What I wanted to talk about was a situation that happened in the Illawarra area. So a couple of days ago. So just to kind of bring everybody up to speed. So the Illawarra area is just south of Sydney. So probably about 100 k's south of Sydney. You're coming to a place called Wollongong, which is along the coast. Yeah. And the local branch of the Nurses and Midwifery Union, they went on strike a couple of days ago, wanting to get 15% pay increase and wanting to yeah, and also to try and get better conditions for the nurses. So they went on strike. They went on strike for 12 hours from, I think it was like 7 o'clock in the morning till 7:30 in the evening. So I'm not sure how many nurses went on strike. The government said to them, no, 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 you can't go on strike. We forbid it. But they went on strike anyway. And having someone that does believe in those things, I fully understand why they did it. So I just wanted to have a quick look at nursing to see how it's going. Just for anyone, just for information. So in Australia, uh, coming into 2025, um, about 85,000 of us would have left the profession. Um, to my knowledge, we were always after the ratios was always the thing that we wanted. So one nurse to four patients, which we never got. And so they can literally give you, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. But if someone that you're looking after is really sick, then you will spend a lot of time with that one patient. Often what happens is if a nurse rings in sick, more often than not, they won't replace that nurse, or if they do, they'll give you a nurse that can't give medications, and that nurse will generally do a short shift. So, for so if you're given a nurse that can't give medication, then you have to do all the readjustments of the allocations. And generally speaking, that nurse will finish earlier. So instead of doing an 8 hour shift, they'll finish at say 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you've got your patients until then. Um, yeah, so working through COVID was rough. It was nasty. We had to do all the extra admin work, especially on the weekends. Nobody usually don't have ward clerks on the weekends. So you are literally doing all the admin. So you might be with a patient doing a dressing, doorbell rings, take off your glove and your gown, do the admin to get that person in. Then someone wants to leave, it's ding dong. So you're constantly getting these interruptions, which really affects your patient care. Um, if you don't get all your work done because you need to take short breaks, you don't need to take your full breaks. What would generally happen is you get told that you've got poor time management skills. It's just rubbish. Anyway, that's my thoughts about that. Um, so what's happening with nursing in Australia is there seems to be more nurses coming in from overseas. So we're getting a lot of Filipino nurses and a lot of Nepalese nurses and a lot of Indian nurses. So I'm assuming that they're coming in on some visa thing, but I don't know. And absolutely nothing wrong with them coming in to do the work. All good. Um, but it looks to me that like nursing is a job that most Australians aren't doing as much as what they were. And so I think it's going to become, I think nursing is looking like it's going to become a predominantly job that foreigners come into the country and do. Yeah, so that's a little bit about that. I could tell you lots of stories about that, but now is not the time and the place. But I just wanted to see how nursing is going to be going in Australia, and I might have a look at the issues with nursing worldwide as well. We might just expand it a bit, but I just want to have a look at what's happening locally with nursing. So, what is happening with nursing in Australia? Okay, let's go. Come on down. So, nursing in Australia, Spirit. What's happening with nursing in Australia? I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I'll make the immediate future the month of September, and I'll make the outcome. Make it June next year. So yeah, we'll give it a few months in advance. So yeah, okay, we'll make the outcome after in the new year, sometime in the new year. So how is nursing? How are the nurses going to be going in Australia? How are the nurses going to be going in Australia? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Yep. Wow. 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 I wish it was better. Okay. So I'm doing a Celtic, yeah. So the heart of the issue with the five of cups is the loss. And I do think that there are a lot of nurses that are leaving the profession. And you can see here, there's still some that are remaining. You can say, like, but, I wonder if maybe 60% might be going, but there is a loss. And I think people are feeling, the nurses that are leaving are just feeling very, very sad about it because they're not getting supported by the hospitals. They're not getting supported by the institutions. Um, there's no, and I think also too, I think people are feeling that there's no real security in nursing anymore. It's not something that can be sustained. So this is the four of wands, but it's a negative. So that this is what I feel. There's no there's no kind of celebration going on anymore with the nursing profession. There's not that feeling of wanting to belong into that stable, celebrative profession anymore. So um, hence people are feeling very sad and there's a feeling of loss, a loss to the profession. And I think the nurses that are leaving are generally feeling sad. I think they feel that they tried their best, but it just wasn't worth it. I need to say too before I go any further, entertainment only YouTube. So I'm just a tarot reader. Above it, Queen of Swords. I do think that there will be some more industrial action. There could be some stuff going to court as far as like trying to rally the government. Um, but I see that there could be some legal issues. So maybe the unions might be taking I wouldn't say suing the government, but there could be some action there where there'll be court injunctions or everything else. Because underneath it, people are just leaving. They're galloping away out of the profession, and they're very fired up about it with this wand. They're like, I'm out of here. I think people are just wanting to leave. I mean, the previously it was a very with the Queen of Pentacles. It was a very wholesome profession, and it is a wholesome profession, but there was more money, and it was more money in the profession in the older days. And I feel that it was predominantly a female profession. I think statistically now it might be 10% guys, but I could be wrong. But there was a sense of earthiness and a sense of connection there that's in the past. Because right now, the nurses are just trying to get some extra money. They're going to the government or going to whoever and saying, hey, we need help. We need extra resources and we need a bit more money, please. And it's trying to, they're trying to, and the nurses are currently trying to balance, do they stay or do they go? They're looking at, I think a lot of nurses are looking at what will be happening maybe with current industrial relations policies, and they're making a decision. And it's the scales, I mean, maybe the scales are about to tip because nurses are leaving the environment, that feeling that they're done. They want to be going to quiet areas and to so this Six of Swords, it's a card about, like, swords is about the mind, right? So this is about wanting to go to a quiet pace mentally, really. And you can see that, and I think the nurses are just exhausted. I think the nurses are mentally exhausted, mentally exhausted. Around them, they just feel suspended. They feel that there is no way forward. And I think nurses have tried to have a try to get a different perspective about it. But I think also nurses are feeling that they've been made like to be like a willing sacrifice, you could say as well. They've sacrificed so much for the profession, and they've tried to get a different perception of it, and okay, going with what's going on. But I think nurses just feel quite strung out. That's the feeling about it. It's almost like they're going to drop off the perch. Do you know what I mean? Um, what they want, what they want is to enjoy the work. They want to have those celebration moments. They want to have those feelings of commitment and unity and those feelings of being together and you know getting together after a shift and saying, hey, that was really well done, and you know have those feelings of belonging together and those feelings of love. But the love, it looks like it's just gone out of the profession. The outcome during next year, there's just going to be more. I think there's going to be more industrial action. I think possibly, without being facetious, there could be more boys coming into nursing. But my feeling is, I think there's just going to be more industrial actions because people are just feeling really fired up about it. Yeah, it's almost like what they're getting is not enough, and there's going to probably be some more legal challenges along the way. If I go into the base of the deck, the nurses are just hanging in there. They're feeling quite embattled. It's the nine of wands. They're like, it's almost like, waiting to retire or waiting to whatever. They're just feeling embattled because there's no clarity. There's no clarity with the system. There's no clarity with, um, how they can function. There's the path is, it's almost like it's quite murky. And this is like a lunar eclipse. It's not good. there's it's just, yeah, there's just the path ahead is not clear for nurses, and nurses really don't know what the future is going to be for them with the moon card. So they're holding on to their money. They're trying to hold on to their whatever security they can have, because once again, I'd said that the money is great, and they're just trying to hold on to whatever they can. There's definitely some manipulation in the system, and I do think that there is adequate resources out there, but it's just not being allocated to the appropriate people and to the nurses. Um, yeah, there's some manipulation going on, and it's really going to take a tower moment. And I hate to say it, like, I would love to be wrong. It's actually going to take something really, really full on to happen, I think, before the government or nurses are really listened to or recognized. We're not there yet. It's just slowly kind of, bleeding out, I guess, in a way. As I said, YouTube entertainment only, just a tarot reader. But that's what I'm getting. It's not going to improve anytime soon, unfortunately. But it's really gonna come down to it's actually going to get to the point with this tower card. It's the system's going to virtually just have to crumble and start again. It's literally going to take. It's literally going to have to take it to get to that extreme before something happens, before something gives. There's going to have to be a tower moment in the profession. So, however that manifests itself, I don't know. But there is a lot of manipulation there as well from high levels. So that's what I'm getting. Yeah. So sorry about that. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am 100% wrong. Uh, but yeah. But anyway, so that's nursing in Australia, unfortunately. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. So let's just have a look at the vibe with nursing worldwide. So just opening it up a bit now. I'm going to do another Celtic cross and see what's happening with regards to nursing internationally. So we'll say worldwide. So what's the general vibe with nursing worldwide, Spirit? What's the vibe with nursing worldwide? What's the vibe with nursing worldwide? What? I've got a message from a friend of mine. What's the vibe with nursing worldwide? The vibe with nursing worldwide. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. So internationally, what's happening with nurses? It's almost like be grateful for what you've got. Be grateful for what you have. I'm getting that impression like the the authorities are just saying, you know what? You've got enough. You've got more than enough resources. You're actually sitting pretty. You don't need any more. But people are actually looking for other professions, and I think people are looking to import nurses from overseas, like what's happening in Australia, where we're getting nurses from the Philippines, Nepalese, and Indian in particular. Um, I kind of get the impression that nursing is just going to become, maybe for a lot of countries, it's going to become a profession that is not handled by the locals. It's more the international people that do it to come in. So yeah, but it's almost like you've you know be happy with what you've got, and nurses are saying no, no, we want to look elsewhere. Um, Above it, there's a lot of movement in nursing. I think there's a lot of nurses that are actually going. There's a lot of changes happening, right? Well, not changes, but there's a lot of movement, as I said. Um, so it's almost like you can say that the nurses are looking out for other jobs and looking for maybe international work or looking for whatever. And it's like it's all systems go right now. It's all happening. Underneath it, people just feel they're making their judgment calls. They're making the judgment calls that that they're done. They're done with nursing. Um, People in previously, I think people felt tied to the profession, and I think what's happening is that with this Eight of Swords, so swords being about the mind, but you can see here that there's some water, which is about the emotions, and I think what people are doing now. You see how this card, the woman here, she's got the ropes around her and she's got the blindfold on. Well, the truth is the ropes aren't that loose. She can actually take the ropes off and then she can remove the blindfold. And I think that's what's happening. People are actually taking their blindfold off and thinking, you know what, I don't need to stay in this profession. I can move on and do other things. Because I think people are just fed up with the hierarchy. Whoever's making the decisions that are saying that, you know, you've got enough. It's um, whether this could be government bodies or the actual people that are running the hospitals or the private companies that are running the nursing. It's all about them, you know. And I don't think that they're being the people that are running this profession from a higher level. I don't think that they're being good custodians. They're not being good emperors. Because if they were being a good emperor, and you can see here that the emperor's got his armor on underneath. So technically, what that means is that, you know, the emperor is sitting on his throne, but, you know, if the push comes to shove, they'll get out and they'll fight and they'll protect the people. I think here what's happening is that the institutions and the bodies that are controlling nursing are saying, "Oh yes, yes, we'll help you and we'll fight with you and fight with you," but they're actually not getting off their throne. And so people are just really trying to balance it out. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay on the land or do I move off into the water? Do I go overseas or do I go somewhere else? And really trying to pour their resources together and really, really, really thinking about it. Because around them, they just want it to be how it used to be. You know, in the old days when there was more of a feeling of family and it was a lot more relaxed. People, that's the environment around. It's like people just think, I wish it could just be like what it was. And the hope is that they can get that message out. There's a lot of the Page of Swords. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say anger, but there's a lot of concise thoughts about nursing, and um, people just want to get out. And I'm wondering as well. I'm wondering um, if there's could be like a spy in the camp. Like I wonder if maybe these managers or these bosses have actually like they're spying on the people, the nurses, to see what they think. Don't know, but there certainly is a lot of, let's say, sharp tongues in the industry. The outcome is unfortunately the tower again. It's actually going to have to, nursing the way it is, it's almost like it can't be fixed. It's actually going to have to go through the process and then totally fall apart and then get rebuilt again properly because the custodians haven't taken care of it. So, and people are leaving. People are leaving again. And because of the stinky fish, the false messages of hope. But really, what's in this cup is a stinky fish. It has a stench to it. I think there could be maybe a small pay increase, or there'll be some small offering, generally speaking, internationally, that people will be giving to nurses. But they're done. I think most people, they're done and they just want out. And I think there'll be a lot of people that will just be leaving in droves internationally with nursing. So what's happening in Australia, I think, is happening worldwide. And that's the truth of the matter, how the nurses are feeling. And that that is the sort of truth. I think that nurses feel that they haven't been listened to, which is why they're bolting. There could be maybe some court cases or maybe some industrial action, or there's going to be some legal issues happening with nurses. So maybe I think for this to happen, there's going to be maybe some court decision, but it's a profession that people are going to feel out on the cold. And I think, and unfortunately, I think that and this is a tragedy as well. I think there will be people that will be um, unable to be helped because they just won't be staffed. There won't be the resources because everybody's left. Well, not everybody, but there's this feeling of loss and not being inside. And I think and I think that's the flow-on effect. People are going to be discharged early and not getting the full treatment. People are going to be leaving on their crutches and with their diseases and just thrown out early. And that's just the strength of what's going on. That's the heart of it, trying to tame that lion. But I think once people have left the industry, they'll feel, okay, well, I can kind of just feel a bit better. I can celebrate again, and I can, get together with people that I want in new professions or whatever. There's I see this card as not celebrating within nursing because this is the legacy of the profession. It's almost like the money, it hasn't it's going to take something major to happen, like I said, with this tower card. And that's going to be the justice of it all. I think that's going to be the divine justice. The the people that are running these institutions and hospitals and funding the nurses and the healthcare system, it's really going to take something unexpected to happen and for things to really, really crumble before they do anything. Unfortunately, yeah. So that's what I get. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to have a look at that. And as I said, YouTube entertainment only. I am but a tarot reader. I could be totally wrong. And I would love to be totally wrong on this. I would love to be absolutely wrong on this. So hopefully I'm wrong. All right, guys. Thank you for listening and take care. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.